Get down.
Test. So, thanks so much for the introduction, and thanks to all of you out in the internet world watching the live stream. According to the Globe, over 2.3 altcoin exchanges are hacked every month. And that's a kind of bearish overexuberance that this community cannot maintain. But you know what? Sir, we'll have questions at the end. Nobody cares about your blockchain app, DApp, or crypto business because there's no NFTs, you can't bet on anything, and there's no green frogs. And they're boring. They're really boring. FOMO. I think that most people here in the room have an emotional connection to the word FOMO. I FOMO'd in. I don't FOMO, I JOMO. Raise your hand if you know what JOMO means. Joy of missing out. Oh yeah, see? This is the talk where you learn the real important stuff. All my friends FOMO'd in and now they're wrecked. I think all of us can have an emotional reaction to this. We have many people in the audience smiling, laughing, crying inside, or they have that empty stomach feeling about all the money they lost on their shitcoin trades. Dump. I FOMO'd in and it dumped. I think most people in the room have an emotional attachment to the word dump, and they have experienced that. What's lacking in those apps, those businesses, and those decentralized blockchain somethings that we were talking about, why they might be really cool for financial applications and privacy and everything, they're boring. They have no emotional attachment. They're not going to appeal to anyone outside of our community, or very few people, unless those people are very hurt, and then the people will react. But if we think about how we can create an emotional attachment to something, then we can reach new people. Lambo. Did I get your attention? A little bit, yeah? Lambo, again, I don't FOMO, I only JOMO. And as the wise Pepe says, shill many Pepes, and you will have a real Lambo one day. Wrecked. Has anyone ever heard the word wrecked? Indeed, indeed. I think we've all heard the word wrecked. Now, all my friends FOMO'd and got wrecked. What's very interesting about the word wrecked is a very good example of a cultural crossover that happened. So wrecked actually comes from the gamer community. So video games, esports, etc. And here we go, see? The term wrecked means a player got completely destroyed, usually used in first-person shooter games. But the first time I heard it was on TeamSpeak in a Bitcoin trader chat. And everyone's talking about, oh man, I got wrecked. I went 20x on OKCoin and got fucking liquidated. Wrecked, man. This is a scam. Yeah? So that points to, that shows how we can make connections between different communities and make emotional connections and actually grow the community. Blockchain all your problems. This is what most businesses, apps, and everything else in our community, maybe not at this conference, but in general, I'm sure you've seen it. This is their approach. They see a problem or something they perceive as a problem, and then they play blockchain Jesus. And they say, okay, now I'm gonna pretend that we just add blockchain and it's gonna solve all of the problems. Forget if it's a security, forget if it's a shitcoin, forget if everyone's gonna get dumped on, it doesn't matter. We're gonna blockchain all of our problems away. So maybe you have built a DApp, and what it does is it connects self-driving cars together so that they can exchange value. But the problem with that is that it requires a future in which self-driving cars are reality, but they're not a reality now. So I've just built this whole business or app with the concept of something that's not reality right now. Or maybe my blockchain something something is, for private blockchains. We call them, or distributed ledger something something technology. So that all of these companies that don't trust each other can have a shared database in which they have to trust each other. That makes sense, right? Or maybe healthcare, dental coin. Who in here was a dental coin pre-ICO buyer? Anyone? Mike, probably, yeah, right? He's laughing the hardest. You got dumped on, sorry. You figured it out. Okay, so how many of you are comfortable with having blockchain something something connected to a medical device that's connected to you? I'm not. So I don't think, so all of these things that I name, look, this and this and this, that's cool, but for the everyday person on the street, who gives a fuck? And it's dangerous. And this is kind of like how we are right now, like one aspect, which we're moving in the right direction here. This is okay. So, we have like economic apocalypse. So here, this is where I put my metal cold storage. I put it in here for the financial apocalypse, and I wait, and I'm hodl. But this is okay. This is okay. But this is not going to appeal to many more people. We're saturated. I think everyone that's into sound money and into Bitcoin or whatever, they have this. Oh yeah, and also in this bunker, we got to put all of our maximalist T-shirts and hats and all that stuff. Make sure we have that in there. It's really important. Okay, now here we're getting somewhere. This was a very interesting tweet, and I thought, okay, this is getting interesting here. So Eric, he said, woke, adapt to let you anonymously pitch in money into a pot to be claimed by anyone who demonstrably eggs a well-known person you despise. With oracles and smart contracts, it's just a matter of time before egging is an unstoppable profession. Egg markets. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. Kind of like egg assassin markets, But in my opinion, he's doing it wrong. Okay? Of course, I have the right answer. The right answer is broke. Trying to tip egg assassin using DApp, woke. Parimutuel egg assassin betting markets. So this right here is a real fancy word for making a betting pool for if the guy is going, or girl, or whoever gender you want to use, is going to be egged or not. So we can just bet on it. So if we just bet on it, then we have skin in the game, and people understand that. People understand gambling. People understand that. And that could actually be used to monitor data to see if something is likely because someone is actually putting skin in the game for it. Essentially a type of prediction market. And here I'm going to give a short example of another blockchain app that I think is really important and is breakthrough technology. And that is called Bitcoin Crops. Now, Bitcoin Crops is a farming game, and you all can play. But you do need something. You need at least 0.1 crops. It's a token, but there's no ICO. And if you have 0.1 token, then you can claim your farm on the earth. Now, the token is on the counterparty protocol, which is on top of Bitcoin. So you can still be a maximalist and do it, but it is on chain, so I don't know if that's cool anymore. So once you get your farm, then you can customize your farm. For example, we have Aztecs Ranch, True Corn, season 2022, DJ Pepe Alpha Farm, that's one of my favorites, for example. So how does this happen? Well, it's quite technical. It's very technical. What it is the website, bitcoins.com/ your Bitcoin address where the token is. You just simply sign a message that proves that you have the token at that address, and then you can edit the picture on the website. Bam, no transaction needed. And here we are at DJ Pepe's Alpha Ranch. That's where I like to hang out. You're all welcome to hang out there. Just go over to bitcoins.com and find DJ Pepe's Ranch. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So that looks pretty cool. So think about this picture and think about now everyone get out your phone and look at your Bitcoin wallet. Which looks cooler? No, seriously. I mean, how can I explain crypto to somebody like this? Or like, they understand, okay, I'm rich and I can buy a Lambo because I've got a read-only Bitcoin wallet that says I have 1,000 Bitcoin on my phone. But, this is cooler. And it's my opinion, so it's cool. And not only that, you can also, there's tradable cards in the game. And you could submit them to be included. And here is a very important card. It's called Theos. Theos is kind of like EOS, but better. Theos. It's the most cherished collectible in the game. And here it is. There's only 999, and they're not divisible. And if you ask me politely, I might give you one. So, here we go. So betting is good, in my opinion. I talked about egg assassin markets and this kind of thing. The reason that betting is good is because it shows real skin in the game. And I think that's still a mainstream thing that most people do, whether it is fantasy sports, whether it's playing the stock market, whether it's betting on sports or esports or whatever. That's something people do. And as crypto community, we can still, I don't think that's been saturated yet. We can still build out that in ways where things like DJ Pepe or things like betting is like an entry-level drug into sound money or crypto itself. And here are some examples of crypto art. These are all pictures. This is crypto art. These are tokens, and you can get these in some of these like OpenSea and some other ones. So what looks cooler, this or this? This or this? So you see, there's something right. This looks boring. It's like, what do I do here? It looks like a bunch of numbers. That's financial. Later. This looks cool. I could imagine collecting that. That's kind of interesting. See, it builds an emotional attachment to it. It gets a reaction. Okay, anyone here? What's a blockchain? Who wants to answer? Wrecked. Too slow. Anyone? A chain of blocks. Anyone else have an answer? Yes, sir. Decentralized what? Too long. What? Slow database. I like that. Scam. Right? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. All interesting answers. All interesting. Okay. Okay, what about, what's a token? Scam? Or what's a token? So here we got some pictures. This is interesting. So it could be, let you go to the casino, get some casino chips. That's essentially a token, same thing. Game token to put in the video game. Maybe some ICO tokens. Got any more of those pre-sales? Subway token. Video token. Very good. Or it could be that I just draw a dank pink hat on the dollar bill, and that represents something. And if you give it to me, then that's also a form of token. So that's also building on top of another protocol. That's an example of a token. Okay, what's an NFT? Anybody know what an NFT is? Non-fungible token, 1,000 points, correct. So, yes, Nin, do you have something to say? 1,000 tokens out of your wallet. So, anyone, what are these pictures of? Anyone? Anyone? What do you see? That's sunflower. Nin says sunflowers. Anyone, anything special about those sunflowers? It's original art. What? Anyone? Let's go further. Let's expand. Anyone? All right. Yes. Thank you very much. You win 5,000 tokens. There are many more Easter eggs. Pay attention. So yes, it's a painting. What are these? What do you think these are? Gold nuggets. Each gold nugget is unique, just like a fingerprint. Grain of sand, grain of rice. All of these are unique. Each one is unique. So you could use an NFT as just an issuance of a token that is one, it's not divisible. So you could, theoretically, we could tokenize grains of sand. I mean, why not? It sounds like a better use case than dental coin, right? Would you buy an NFT grain of sand, or would you buy dental coin? No. No, it's not applicable. It's either or, okay? So, no questions later, sir. Thank you. No questions later, hand down. So, yeah, Theo, that's all interesting and crazy. Yeah, but does anyone actually pay money for that? Yes, they do. So, this is and I was actually present at this. And here's a report from Motherboard. I went to the first live auction for rare pepes on the blockchain back in the olden days in early 2018 at the Rare AF Festival in New York. There was an auction, and I think it was probably the first live auction for blockchain art assets ever. It was a fucking historical event, the audience member exclaimed. Go Alpha, said another. DJ Skrilly used his phone to blaze reggae-style air horn. Bang, bang, bang. The price cleared 350,000 Pepe cash with only 2 bidders remaining. Can I get 360? Parker asked. All right, 350. Going once, going twice, he paused. Sold for 350,000 Pepe cash. It was over $30,000. So this Homer Pepe sold for over $30,000 in Pepe Cash. And it's just an NFT, it's just one token. It's not Dental Coin, it's not Litecoin, it's not, XRP or whatever. It's just one token that represents Homer Pepe. But then, that's not all. Only a few months later, at Ethereum, because Ethereum had to top it, they had their own auction, 100% organic, I'm sure. No shill bidders. And then they sold a CryptoKitty at the time for 203 Ethereum, which was over $140,000. Not bad, not bad. Just for a single kitty token and a picture. Yeah? Also recently, I don't have the slide, recently there have been a series of licensed Star Trek collectibles NFTs. They've sold for like 30,000 each, something crazy. Some of the highest ones. There was a race car, F1 official something. So NFTs are a real thing. Okay, and here are some of the businesses that are around NFT and art stuff. So why do you think we have Sad Pepe here? Anyone? He's not listed. It's the greenwashing. Yeah? The greenwashing is real. So Miss Holgrave that made this, she did get some backlash. I know her, but she's not too happy about the backlash. But yeah, anyway, this Sad Pepe, they're actually omitting Pepe when they do these infographics. They don't like to talk about the roots. They don't like to talk about counterparty. Everything is Ethereum, blah, 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 right? Wrong, wrecked. We won't forget. So, this is the whole point. Everyone like, Theo, what the fuck are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. This is the current, in my opinion, this is basically what is going on here now in our community. We have an imbalance, okay? We're very good at objective value. In fact, I think we're experts at objective value. Sound money, verification, all that stuff. We're financial something. We're excellent at that. Objective value, 4 is 4, right? Do you agree 4 is 4? Anyone disagree? Okay, that's fine. Subjective value, we need some work. We need some work on that, yeah? We need to be more cool. So subjective value would be, that tastes good or that tastes bad. Whereas objective value would be 4 is 4. Fun versus boring. Anyone know anything, anyone see anything interesting about this graphic? Well, I just put a subjective thing at the bottom, fun versus boring. But besides that, it's okay. Come again? Somebody doesn't like cake. Very good, very good. Okay, yeah. So this is the imbalance I think we have right now, and I think that we need to be more crazy than we are. Even though we're a little bit crazy now, we need to be even crazier. Okay, anyone, how much is it worth? Nothing? Silence? Okay, anyone else? How much? 1 Bitcoin, what? Come. Priceless? Okay, that's very interesting. Well, it's just a picture of a bee, so. How much is it worth? The same? I don't know, okay. Anyone? How much is it worth? How much they paid for the logo? Okay, that's that work in, value out kind of thing, okay. How much is it worth? Anyone? 0? Scam? Oh, we have nodding heads, okay. Anyone? How much? What, Nind? Trending to 0, okay. My question is not scalable, okay. I like it. Okay, how much is it worth? Has a picture of a dog. What do you think? How much is it worth? More than the previous one? I like this answer. Okay. How much is it worth? Anyone?
Always one Doge.
Always one Doge. My favorite answer ever was Christian Rotzel said one bark. And a bark is actually very valuable. I mean, how can you, the value of a dog bark is priceless, actually. So, anyone with the answer? How much is it worth? More than, okay, check this out. How much is it worth? Anyone? Anyone? What? 45 million? It's like Price is Right here. 45 million. I got one bidder. One going once, going twice. Anyone? 45. Do I have 46? 46. 46. Anyone? 47. A whole shitload. I forgot. I think it's like 100 million or something crazy. Yeah? How much is it worth? How much is it worth?
That's a pile of shitcoins.
Pile of shitcoins? Okay. Okay, see? So, yeah, value, it's just an example of subjective value. I mean, also, some of the reason Bitcoin or Doge or Ethereum is worse sometimes because the belief in the bee or this thing or barking or this. How much is it worth? We just need to take that into account more. So, and the Austrians also were down with all that, believe it or not. Yeah? They were also totally down with that. I'm not going to read all this stuff, but they were totally, you could check it out. Carl Menger, the subjective theory of value, he's also down with all that. I think that we're just at an imbalance with objective versus subjective value. So here we are. What looks cooler, this or this? What do you think? Does this look cool? What about this? Okay. Never mind. Okay, so, now that I have your attention, now it's part of the presentation called The Big Shill, and where I show you while you're sitting there and you're forced to listen to me. So, but who controls the means of production? Yeah, I scammed everybody. The name of the presentation was actually Who Controls the Means of Production, but it's not ready yet because it's a very intense presentation. But I'm working on it. Just be prepared. Look, here we go. See? It's preview. Take control of the means of production. See? So you use judo to use your meme power. Yeah? The Bitcoin community is so toxic, even Satoshi ran away. Yeah? Wait. Yeah, and then, so who controls the means of production? So you have to use the correct technique. Use a shoulder throw. Here we go. See? Does that look toxic? Yeah, so here, see? The Bitcoin is so toxic, even Satoshi ran away. Okay, so, and I also want to show you tomorrow, don't leave, tomorrow at 4 p.m., if we're on time, I'm going to host a panel, Toxic Shitcoins or Dystopia, and you don't want to miss that. So tomorrow at 4 p.m., do not forget that. Also, World Crypto Network. Make sure to check out World Crypto Network on YouTube, subscribe, also worldcryptonetwork.com. I'm also with a company called Elevated Games, elevated.games. Check that out. We also do NFTs and video games. Nimtech, check that out. Building a MixNet, the next generation of privacy infrastructure. And this is me, Theo G. Theo G _ on Twitter, Telegram at Theo Goodman. Thanks. Any questions? I will field now. Woo! Yes.
So, tokenizing, and what I like about, I want to know your opinion, because there are two paths here. One is to kind of, for example, you take a Van Gogh and you tokenize it. So every single person on the planet can own a fraction of it. And one would be to create, let's say, a physical Bitcoin coin that is unique. We've seen on Twitter guys doing that. Why one, why not the other? What are the risks?
So you're saying fractionalized or making one for each object, one for one whole object?
Van Gogh is unique, right?
Yeah, it's unique, yes. indeed.
But they want to token fractionalize.
Yeah, fractionalized ownership. Yeah.
Versus having the
Well, okay, so yeah, it's a good question. So she's asking about like, so what people, some companies want to do, they want to take like a big, like a painting and make, 1,000 tokens of it, and each one is a share of that. It's still in the infancy. It's quite hard because it's quite hard to enforce this legally. So it's still like in the infant phases. But it looks like it's gonna happen because a lot of people want it to happen. It's just unclear right now what are all the risks technically. And I'm not a lawyer, so I would ask one if I wanted to do that. Any other questions? No, we're gonna have questions, Nind. Okay, thank you very much.